Alright guys, I'm back again with another video. I just got a package on my doorstep and I'm super excited. This is the 2013 Trash Can Mac Pro that's in here. I've always wanted one of these. I remember looking at them in the Apple stores and thinking they were just the coolest thing ever. I know they don't have a great reputation, but I've always wanted one for my Apple collection and just my computer collection. And I want to see how usable these are in 2025. We'll install OpenCore and hopefully get Sequoia running on it. The main reason I didn't buy one of these sooner is they've been going down in price, down in price, down in price. This one, I'm gonna start opening it here. Not opened it yet, obviously. This one was a really good deal. He had it listed for $200 plus shipping. I've been kind of making offers on these for a while. I've kind of wanted to pay around $100 to $120 for one that's known working. And this one, I got for $100 plus shipping, so I paid like $114 after everything. So that was a super good deal. And this one has the D500 graphics, so it is a little upgraded and has an upgraded CPU. I believe it's a 6-core chip. And yeah, this box is pretty heavy. I didn't realize how heavy these were. But yeah, there it is. Looks like it might come with the power cord. No, I'm really not sure if it does or not. It's not a big deal. Just a 3-prong. Yeah, it's well wrapped. I'm gonna get it unwrapped here and let's see how it looks. Just got it unwrapped. So let's take a look at the condition. So here's our ports. Look to be pretty nice. And wow, I just love how this machine looks. He did have a sticker right here that I just removed. Must be for his inventory system. But yeah, not in bad shape. I mean, some minor scratches, which is what you'd expect. You can see me in it. It's kind of a mirror finish. If you guys have never seen one of these, they do look kind of different than they look in pictures. It's hard to describe. There's the top of it. Definitely you can see some dust in there. This is not a refurbished computer or anything, so I'm not expecting it to be super clean. But yeah, you can see a ton of dust in there. I'm going to open it up. I don't know if I'm going to replace the thermal paste. I probably should. There's the bottom, some scratches along the base, but nothing terrible. So let's see how this is to open. I believe you just go like that, and it should just come off. Wow, that was easy. So there we go. He did not show the inside of this machine. I believe it's 16 gigs of RAM. I could be wrong. We'll see once we get it booted up. So definitely OEM memory there, it looks like, with it being the black. And then here's the back of our cards. Looks clean in here. And then I believe the SSD is also an OEM Apple drive, which is nice. Looks pretty clean overall, to be honest. I'll definitely give it a blowout. There's the fan in there. You can see it moving around. Definitely dirty like along here, but the fan itself actually doesn't look too bad. So let's get this thing booted up. I actually have a couple Thunderbolt displays I haven't been able to use in a while, so that should be pretty perfect for this and period correct. So let's use one of those. All right, so I got it plugged in. I didn't even realize like the I/O and everything lights up, so that's kind of neat. I'm going to turn it on for the first time. It's kind of funny. I used a iMac power 3-prong power cord. It's the closest one nearby. But I got my Thunderbolt display, very dusty. I got to clean it. I haven't used it in a long time, but see if it works. It's supposed to, so. Don't hear anything. Okay. And boom. Okay. See how the boot up time is just out of the box. It's definitely moving. Just using a wired keyboard and mouse for the moment. Yeah, that was pretty fast. Okay, and they do have it set up. I believe see if it's no password. No, okay. I think the password is in the description. I'll be right back. I looked back at the listing and I was like, I swear that it said something about the password, but maybe I was thinking of another listing. I've been looking at these for a while, if I haven't mentioned that. I've been trying to get one of these for a good deal for a while, and it just has not happened. I tried a few different passwords, and then the password hint was 1234 like spelled out. So I just typed in 1234 and it worked. So I figured it out. So our specs here, let's make sure we got the right machine. Yes. Okay, so we have our 6-core Xeon E5, so that's a little bit upgraded, 16 gigabytes DDR3, and we have our FirePro D500s, which is, again, upgraded. Normally it's the D300s. So this isn't the highest end machine, but it's not the lowest end, so it's kind of like a middle machine. So as you can see, we're running Monterey right now. I have to connect the Wi-Fi and check for updates and all that. I'm going to make sure I'm fully up to date, and then we are going to try to install OpenCore and see how that is on this beautiful machine. Again, I just really love how these things look. So I guess I'll probably come back once I have it all like set up with OpenCore. Maybe I'll show some of the process. I don't know, but either way, I'll come back with an update. We're all up to date. It actually was when I got it. I have this USB set up for this machine. I built it last night actually for OpenCore. So let's see how this install goes. Hold down the option key and we should see it in the options. I'm just going to format the original drive and do a fresh install. It does take a while for the picture to come up, I will say. Here we go. So we got to boot into OpenCore, then install Sequoia. Probably going to take a while. Booted into the Sequoia installer. So I'm just going to go to disk utility. This mouse is a little weird to use on the carpet like this. Okay, so that's my flash drive. So this is the actual hard drive. So I'm just going to erase it. You can see it's a 250 gigabyte. Just name it Mac OS. APFS, we'll leave it as that. And okay, SSD seems to be pretty fast. I mean, obviously it's nothing compared to today's, but it's still an SSD. So I'll install Sequoia, continue. It's going pretty well so far. I don't see any glitches or anything. You never know what's going to happen with OpenCore, but seems like the newer machine you have, the easier it's going to be. This machine is like 12 years old now, which is kind of crazy. It's probably loading the drives right now. Here we go. Continue. And it's installing. So 20 minutes. It'll definitely be longer than that, but we'll come back hopefully with a fresh install of macOS Sequoia. Okay, so I'm stuck in my first roadblock. For some reason, this happens to me very often when installing OpenCore. An error has occurred while preparing the software update. This is happening during the install. Last time I did a PRAM reset, and that fixed it. So I'm going to try that here and see if that works. There was a Mac Mini 2008 that I just kept getting the screen. On a MacBook 2009, I was able to do the PRAM and it fixed this. So I'm going to try that now. After many attempts, and many hours later, we have a Mac Pro that has finally finished the installation. This is a really common issue with me whenever I do OpenCore. For some reason, it'll keep doing that. 18 minutes remaining, and then it'll go to a black screen, and then it will say, error preparing the update. And then you'll just keep trying it and doing the PRAM resets and just keep doing it and doing it over and over again. Sometimes the PRAM reset will work. As I've said in the past, it has worked for me before. This time, I'm not sure exactly what worked. I kept doing the PRAM resets. I probably tried it about 5 times, no luck. So I'm like, okay, I went back into the OpenCore installer, completely formatted the drive again, started the installation, reset the PRAM again, and then we got to this point after about 30 minutes. So yeah, I don't know if you're trying to do this for yourself. I would recommend just keep trying, keep resetting your PRAM, keep resetting if you're stuck on that update screen or error to install update. And hopefully you can get there in the end. It's definitely a little annoying, and I hope they fix this issue because it is super common on basically every device that I've installed OpenCore. It's happened. So if you guys know why that issue is, like, let me know. It's very strange. But so this is first setup. Obviously, right now we're going to have very minimal or really no patching that has been done. So it's going to be very laggy and a lot of things probably won't be working. I do have an Ethernet cable that I can plug in at any point if we need to for the network setup, which I guess actually I'll do that right now. Plug it in. There's 2 Ethernet ports. But yeah, we're finally continuing in the installation, which is obviously great. I was starting to lose hope. I was about to just go back to, I think Monterey is the last OS this supports, but I was about to just start using Monterey, but looks like we're going to progress. I did clean my Thunderbolt display a little bit, as you can see with the alcohol here, but it's looking better. Haven't cleaned the machine much. I did get that sticker off just while I was waiting, but still need to clean it more for sure. Okay, I guess we're rebooting, because you guys can see the boot up process here. Should be booting to the correct drive now. Yes. Not sure how the boot up times are going to be on this. I would imagine they would be pretty good, just because having the SSD definitely helps. This machine's been very quiet so far. Definitely a decent amount of heat coming out of the top of it. And we are running it on carpet, I know, which is not ideal, but it's still running pretty good. Okay, I guess we're just here again. Let's continue. Yeah, but it is really frustrating when you're first installing OpenCore. I formatted the drive again. I made sure I was doing the right file formatting it the right way, and I was. So yeah, it's just kind of annoying. Right now, it seems like you just have to keep trying and trying and trying until it eventually works. Again, if you guys have a secret to that, let me know, because it would save me a lot of time. And oh, we lost our background. Mouse is still working. This is one of those machines you don't need to use the USB hub to be able to use your keyboard and mouse. They will work just right off the bat. Continuous setup here. Just kind of wanted to show you guys the setup process, see if anything weird happens. I recommend, yeah, you can see how laggy this is. I recommend doing OpenCore. Try to just get through this setup and just get the patches installed. Just make a account here. I won't show the password, but yeah. It's just seems like, in my luck or my experience, you just kind of want to do the least amount of setup possible. Don't make this super complicated. We're making our account now. Just named it Mac. And then once we get booted up here, we'll have to install OpenCore onto the actual hard disk of the computer. So we won't need the USB anymore. And then we'll have to install all the post-install root patches. Do voice 1.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the stars begin
we have
to shine
sound
through the clear night.
We do have sound. Light mode. Okay, welcome to Mac. So it's getting set up for the first time now. And we do have the background back. Okay, continue. This is just a raw view of what it looks like just from, so you can see our flash drive there. Install macOS Sequoia. And we're here with no background. Perfect. Let's try to... It looks like our Wi-Fi or our Ethernet is working, so that's good. So now, oh, it did prompt us. Let me close this. See, it comes up with a message, basically saying, hey, we see that you booted off of a USB. Do you want to install this to the disk? And yes, we do. Install to disk. Then you're going to want to choose your Apple SSD, which is the top one here. So that's going on right now. And then we should be able to restart and not use our USB stick anymore, which is nice. Things like a space heater. I'm sure it could use some new thermal paste, but it's running pretty quiet so far. Obviously, we don't have much going on here. All right, reboot. We're going to uncheck reopen Windows. Again, in the beginning, you kind of just want to do the bare minimum and slowly kind of just work your way up just to prevent issues from occurring. Once the power LED actually comes off here, I'm going to unplug the flash drive. See if we can boot without it. I guess it isn't going to. Just hold down the option key. We'll remove it once we see all of our options here. It does seem like this takes a while to show the boot picker, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so I'm going to unplug this. Boom, those went away. And now we can see that's our OpenCore on our hard drive, and then this is our actual installation. So now this should be somewhat representative of our boot times. I'm sorry, this is kind of a boring one to watch just because of all the boot ups, but I figured you guys could want to see this if you're thinking about doing this, just to kind of see how the experience is. Again, the install was pretty annoying for me, I'm not gonna lie. And it's been like that the last few times, but this computer doesn't support metal, and it is pretty old, so I'm sure the newer your computer is, it would be easier. Like if you were doing this on a 2015 like MacBook Pro, I would imagine there would be less issues like that during the install, just because it's newer and it supports metal and it's just a newer architecture. This has pretty old Xeons in it, so it's just super pretty outdated now. So still no background because we have not done the root patches. It might prompt us here, or we may need to go into it on our own. Let's wait a couple more seconds here, see if it prompt says it might not. It probably won't. Let's do it manually. So you'll go into your launch pad, swipe this way, and you can see the OpenCore patchers here. It's really nice that they do that, so you don't have to like get the internet working. So then you're going to go to post install root patch, and this will find everything that we need to make this actually run properly instead of all weird like this. Yeah, we'll resume here once this is done. It's probably going to take a couple minutes. OpenCore just finished. You can see reboot to apply, so we're going to do that now, and hopefully everything should look more normal here. And then after this, I'm going to clean the machine and just kind of give you guys my thoughts of it in 2025. I'm not going to do like a deep cleaning, like I'm not going to do a full disassembly or anything, but definitely going to clean it. And I do want to run a bench stress test on the GPUs because I know that they do fail sometimes, but obviously it seems like they're working fine in this machine. Haven't seen any graphical glitches that looked out of the ordinary. So we're booting up. Definitely a little wait here to start up, but not unbearable. You can see we have a nice wallpaper here, and there we go. So let's look at the specs page just to show you guys it's the same machine about this Mac. There we go, Mac Pro. I love how they still have the graphics for the machine itself. It's really cool. As you can see, our specs, same exact machine, Sequoia 15.2. So really cool. I'm gonna shut this down, clean this computer up, try to sign into my Apple ID, and try to just get it tested out a bit. Just give it a little test drive and see how it is. So let's see how it is in a minute. Okay, I've been using this machine for a while, and I've have my Apple account, and I've been installing a bunch of programs and trying them. And it seems to be working really well so far. So I just wanted to show you guys how fast a cold boot is once everything's set up. Get a black screen, then it'll show your disk. Not super long, but not super fast either. I'm going to guess like 25 seconds. That's my guess. I didn't actually time it. And there we go. Okay, enter my password. Wi-Fi works, Bluetooth works. It seems like everything's pretty much working. I've been really impressed so far. So yeah, here we are. So now let's run some benchmarks. So I haven't ran any of these yet, but everything's done installing. We're all good. So let's try Cinebench. I did open it once just to see if it launched, but you're gonna be able to see I haven't done an actual test yet. I did run a GPU benchmark and let it run for a while and did not have any issues. So that's good. This machine's definitely fully working. I'll do multi-core. This is Cinebench R23, if I did not mention that already. And it's going to begin soon. We have 6 cores and 12 threads, so you can see the threads going there. So we'll come back once the results are in. Actually, I guess while this is going, I can explain so far my experience. So it's been really good. I've tried some apps that normally give OpenCore trouble on machines that don't support metal. I tried the weather app, which is surprisingly a pretty, seems like to be a pretty finicky one. It worked good. All the animations looked perfect on it, and it worked really well. It was able to see my location and everything like that. I did maps, and it seems to work well, but there is the issue with the boxes around the text, but it's definitely still fully usable in that stage. It's a cosmetic difference. As you can hear, put you up here so you should be able to hear it. This is running Cinebench, so this is pushing the CPU to its max. It is noticeable fan noise, but really not bad at all. Like, I wouldn't even think about it, to be honest with you. Like, after using it for a while, it seems like it would kind of just disappear just naturally. But yeah, overall, my experience has been really good. Basically, everything has been working. I mean, I've just done quick little tests, just random things here and there, but I'm able to text people, and FaceTime works, and the camera on the Thunderbolt display works, and the speakers work. And yeah, is the Mac Pro 2013 usable in 2025? Yeah, it definitely still is. Is it a crazy powerhouse? No, but for basic tasks or even light gaming, I think it could still be usable. A really nice thing about these too is that obviously you can install Windows with Boot Camp, which you can't do on the new Macs. So that's definitely a nice feature to have. I have not tested that out yet. It's still something. Yeah, I was able to boot up Safari. I just tested with YouTube and 1080p playback is no issue at all. Did not install Chrome yet to try 4K, but I'm sure that it would be fine. I really think on OpenCore, I've only used a 2008 MacBook, 2009 MacBook. Neither of those were pros. And those two were pretty bad, the experience in terms of like actual usable performance. And I've also done a 2010 Mac Pro. Well, it was actually a 2009 that was flashed, but either way, same thing. That performance is super good, and it kind of reminds me of this. We're getting really good performance here. See, it's still running, so it looks like it's going to be, if my phone will focus, it looks like it'll be around that 3900 range. Around there for CPU performance on here. I did install a few other benchmarks. I'm not sure what else I'll do. I'll show the speed test for the SSD. May as well do that. It doesn't take long. The Blackmagic disk test or whatever it's called. We'll do that one. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this. I've always wanted one of these, especially like when I was younger. I always looked at these like when it was the current thing and thought that it was like the coolest looking computer ever. And I really love the design. Like, look at this setup. Like, this is really cool. Obviously, the keyboard and mouse would have been pretty outdated at this point. I'm just using them for testing. But still, this is a really nice setup. This display, this Thunderbolt display, it's 1440p. It still looks really, really, really good. Not a fan of the glass that Apple puts over a lot of these displays. Like, it's so glary, but other than that, it's a super nice, really nice display. Yeah, you can see up there the Wi-Fi chip is working straight away after installing the root patches. So yeah, this OpenCore experience overall was really good besides the installation itself. Again, we had that issue with it doing the error out with unable to install updates during the install issue. And that's really common, and going on Reddit and stuff like that, I see a lot of people are having that experience, which really sucks. I hope that that gets fixed soon. I'm assuming it's just with these older machines, but I really don't know. I haven't tried it on. This is the newest machine I've installed OpenCore on, so I haven't tried it on anything anywhere near current. We'll come back when this test is done. Okay, Cinebench is done, and as you can see, 5,128. So that's honestly a lot better than I was kind of expecting just from looking at the specs, but that's pretty fast. I mean, by today's standards, it's not anything to write home about, but it's still plenty good for most tasks, especially like basic tasks. It's more than enough, really. So let's do the Blackmagic. This I don't expect to be as impressive. Yeah, it's not great, but it's also not slow either. It doesn't look great on this kind of chart, I guess you could say. Yeah, I mean, that's good enough, I would say. I mean, it's not ideal, but for, again, just basic use, that's going to be way more than enough. So speaking of basic use, let's see how 4K YouTube performs. So I just installed Chrome to try the 4K YouTube. It's causing a lot of issues, though. It's doing a lot of graphical glitches, and it's just being stubborn. But I have heard that these, like, Sequoia, like these animated backgrounds sometimes can cause issues. So I'm going to change that and see if that helps anything. I can't get it to launch at the moment. You can see it's frozen here. I've relaunched it a few times. It just kind of freezes or does like a pink screen. So yeah, let's try change background. Okay, so even with the plain black background set, yeah, as you can see, we're getting a lot of weird glitches here with Chrome. It's kind of a weird, unexpected app. I never really heard of that causing issues. Like, even after I clicked on Safari, and it's just kind of freezing. It's kind of weird. Eventually, it'll just, like, you can see the cursor moves, but, like, there's no animations down here. It's just kind of frozen up. So, kind of moral of the story, I guess I'll end the video here, as Chrome is trying to load here. This does work really great with some apps, and I would say majority of apps this will work very well. But occasionally, you're going to get weird stuff like this because it's unsupported. I mean, this computer is many, many, many years out of date. So to be running this software in itself is pretty cool. But yeah, as you can see, there's going to be issues. But basically, closing thoughts. Can you use the Mac Pro 2013? Yes, you definitely can. But you just need to have your expectations set. There will be issues. Things will happen. See now, Safari loaded up. And Safari works good. But as you can see, this Chrome is really weird. It really locks up the whole computer. And you actually have to force quit it. Let's see, try to show you guys here. So quit Chrome, and then it will close. And then this should start being good again. Yeah, and then this is super fast now. But it's weird. But let's see, change our background back. It seems like the background didn't have any effect on that. I've kind of heard that could help, but I didn't really notice any difference. So wallpaper, and the dynamic wallpapers work too. Like I know this Macintosh one sometimes causes issues, but as you can see, it is working. So some things are working and some things aren't. Let's go to the Sequoia one. This one's pretty simple. So yeah, that's the video, guys. If you can get one of these for $100, sure, do it. It's kind of like an impulse buy at that point, and it's such a cool looking machine. It's just fun to mess around with. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and have a great rest of your day. Anyway, bye.